Usagi Tsukino, but you probably know me as legendary crime fighter Sailor Moon. A few months ago, I took a cooking class, learned basic cooking skills, and now think I'm pretty much Gordon Ramsay. On this show, I teach you how to cook. It's not as easy as it looks, by the way. I'm just a novice, but I'm pretty much master chef. In the name of the moon, I'll cook for you. Alright, so this weekend I don't have much going on except for Sailor Guardian stuff, but that happens at night. And this upcoming week, my mom's making me cook all week because apparently I have to learn how to be an adult. And I'm not about that life, so I'm gonna make one dish this weekend that's gonna last the entire week, and that would be ramen! So the ramen we're gonna be making is chicken ramen, but we are going to be using pork broth, pork bones in the broth. A few of you guys have asked in the comment section on like, what if I want to make it a vegetarian option, etc, etc. Well, that's pretty easy. Just switch out the meat options for vegetarian options, because I keep getting asked about veggie stuff a lot. Ramen takes a long ass time to make, so today we're going to be making the broth, and then tomorrow we'll be making the toppings and putting it all together. So let's find out what's in this stuff. For our broth today, we will be putting in an onion, ginger, green onions, this thing, garlic. We're out of kombu kelp, so this is the instant stuff that you put in miso soup. But if you can get kombu kelp, 10 out of 10 recommend that. Chicken, which we're gonna de-chicken and use the bones in the broth. Some chicken broth, just a little bit. I just like to add it in, and then the rest of it's water because we got all this shit. We have some dried anchovies. And then for just some like extra seasoning and stuff like that in the broth, we're gonna have soy sauce, a little bit of mirin. Oh, what the fuck is on there? Dashi stock, but this is the instant shit. Sake that I did not steal from my dad, and fish sauce. Also, the pork bones. I really don't want to touch that. This way I'll be using tongs and gloves. And then we're gonna be putting it all in this giant ass stock pot. We have to debone the chicken. So this is the chicken we got. It's from the market. They just sell whole soy sauce marinated chickens. It's a pretty good deal. I want my tongs. And we're gonna take our chicken. Oh, it's been in the fridge and it jolts. Oh, little jelly friend. So sometimes if you leave your chicken in the fridge, the sauce that the supermarket uses with like gelatin, it just feels like Jello, but I know it's not. Chicken Jello is not fun. Oh, gross. Why are you like this? To do the chickening, we're gonna need 2 containers. I'm using Tupperware because we're cheap. You're gonna put the bones in this bowl, and you're gonna put the meat in this bowl, and then we're gonna marinate it overnight. And you're just gonna keep in that marinade until you run out of it. It's over. I de-chickened it. It is really fucking gross. So here's the carcass. And here's our chicken. We'll prepare these ingredients real quick, and then we'll touch the pork bones. For the rest of our broth, we're going to crush some ginger, but that ginger does not seem like he wants to be crushed too easily. So we're going to use the meat tenderizer. And now we're going to get our garlic. All this is good and ready to go. Now we have to touch the pork bones. So I'm not coming in contact with that shit because it's like gross and bloody, and I don't want to touch it. Here they are in all their glory. They carry disease. Oh, that's awful. You're just gonna put it in the stock pot, and I've already got it turned on. I like to let things cook for just a little bit so that the flavor is more rich. But you gotta work fast once we start putting everything in there. 1 pork bone, 2 pork bones, These are bones. That's some pork bones. And in our carcass, green onions, normal onions. All right, now we can turn our heat back up. Now we're gonna fill this thing up with some water. There's all of our dashi stock in here. Soy sauce. I like to put just a little bit of mirin, a little bit of fish sauce, some sake, and add in our dashi stock, and then add in more water. So I'm gonna turn the temperature up a little higher because we want it at a boil. Also, our not konbu kelp seaweed that is dehydrated, it will unfurl in the broth. Now we will make our marinade for our chicken. For our chicken marinade, we will need teriyaki sauce and a lot of soy sauce. And we'll take some soy sauce, teriyaki sauce, powdered garlic, pepper, dilute the marinade with some water. And then use your tongs to get it all up in there. And there's your teriyaki chicken marinade. A little bit more water on that so it's all nice and covered. And you just put a lid on that and put it in the fridge. And just so you know, this is gonna look real nasty for a while. It's more or less where I want it to be for when I put in the anchovies. You can choose to take the heads off and gut them. I don't want to go through that process because honestly, I don't think there's too much of a difference in the way it tastes. So we're just gonna put a good amount of little fish friends in there. I'm putting about half the bag. Gonna put the lid on it. Keep it at medium high, don't go up to high. You don't want it to get too hot too fast because it won't be pretty for anybody. And then you wait. After that has sat by its all lonesome overnight, it is now time for us to drain the stock, and then we get to make our toppings and then get to be done with this entire process. To drain our stuff, we're going to take out the big pieces first and then put them in the trash. We are left with a lot less stock than we started out with, which is totally fine. It'll evaporate off. You can add in more water or chicken stock to get more broth, but for me this amount's gonna work out just fine. Then you're going to take another pot. You may need 2 or 3 of them. I'm gonna use a pot, and I think that should cover it, but if not, here's another pot. And we're going to take this strainer and strain off the stock. This is all the gunk that we got out of it. Isn't that pretty? And we're gonna do that again. Making ramen is a painful process. Why is it so cheap? So we're gonna rinse this out because it is nasty. We'll rinse out the strainer. All right, so now it's ready to go back onto the stove. And I've been keeping that at a medium to low heat. We're gonna bump it back up to medium and let it get warm. But while it gets warm, we're gonna do other stuff, like move this garbage can over here. For our toppings, we will be using our chicken from yesterday. We will be using NARUTOMAKI. We will be using, obviously, ramen noodles to make ramen. We will be having green onions, soft boiled eggs, and bean sprouts. For the bean sprouts, I'm gonna take about half the bag. So we're gonna wash these friends, fill back up with water. This water, I like to add soy sauce because I feel like it gives them a better flavor. And to that, we're also going to add our NARUTOMAKI. We're gonna put it back here behind our broth. Turn that on to medium. Once it starts boiling, we'll turn it down to medium low and wait until they get soft. Or you can either have them super soft or kind of like sort of soft. It depends how you like your sprouts. You want it to be springy. You don't want to overcook it. Now we're going to make our half-boiled egg. Soft-boiled egg. Why do I keep calling it half-boiled egg? It's only halfway boiled. So we're going to make 4. And I like to let them sit out on the counter for a little bit before putting them in the on the stove because sometimes they will pop. And then we're going to run hot water over them. Put them on the stove for 6 to 7 minutes. Do not go over 7 minutes. They will not be soft boiled. We're going to make the marinade for the eggs. To this marinade, we're going to add soy sauce, some teriyaki sauce. I like to put some garlic in there. And we're gonna fill up the rest of that with water. There they are, the big special eggs. Then we're gonna take them and put them in our egg bath. I like to peel my eggs in the ice bath. So then we take our little egg friend and let it take a bath. And you're just gonna do that for all the eggs. The egg. It's so no! Fuck. Moon kitchen power! I fucked up! So for the chicken, how we're gonna do that is first we're gonna drain off some of our lovely concoction. It's absorbed most of the marinade. But I like to leave just a little bit on the bottom because we want to pan sear our chicken. We're gonna get it hot. Cook the chicken. Listen to that sizzle. All right, so our stock is pretty much heated up as much as it needs to be. It can maybe get a little bit hotter, but we're gonna put it back down to a little bit past medium so it still stays pretty hot. So once we put it in with the noodles and the toppings, everything's still kept really nice and warm. I'm going to taste our broth. The moment of motherfucking truth. Needs more soy sauce and dashi. All right, let's retaste this stuff. Yep, that's good. I'm putting the noodle water on medium, between medium and high heat. Is that medium high heat? Is that what it's called? And our noodle water is starting to boil quite nicely. Can't really see it too well back behind there, but it's doing its job and that's what counts. We're gonna get our noodles ready to go. These noodles come already sectioned off, so this is enough for 1 serving, and literally you just put it in boiling water. That's it. If you want to be super extra and make your own noodles, go for it. Let's go. It is time. We may now put them in our bowl. Ladle over your broth. You can put as much broth as you want. Now here's the fun part. We get to assemble all of it. I like to start with the meat first. We're gonna put out our chicken. A few good chunks of bean sprouts. Put on a chunk of green onion for NARUTOMAKI. We finally cut the egg. Oh yeah. That's borderline pornographic right there.
Wonder what's taking her so long. Ooh. Oh, that looks really nice, Usagi.
Thanks.
It just took like an hour.
It's ramen. Homemade ramen.
It took 2 days. I wasn't here for the first day though.
Yes, because that's how you're supposed to make it. But since I'm always eating your food all the time, I figured I'd make you food for once.
Well, that's really nice of you, Usagi. I'm sure it'll taste great.
We'll see about that.
What should I try first?
I don't know. All of it.
I thought you made this for me, Usagi.
There's a lot in there.
That's really quite good.
Really?
Yeah, it's not bad.
You mean it?
I do mean it. For your first try, I think you did a great job.
This is my 394th try.
It's the love that counts. That's what makes it taste best. Thanks, Usagi.
Uh-huh.
You know, your eggs turned out really nice.
Thanks. It didn't take 3 times to make them or anything.
Oh.
No, that's okay. You keep that.
Okay.
I see Shingo brought home another dog.
She looks cute.
Luna's gonna love that.
What do you think of it?
I think it's fucking great. I think it's awesome. I think I should open up my own ramen shop. I think that I am now the chef of the group. Sorry.
Have you ever tried my ramen, Usagi?
No.
I'll make it for you sometime. You can help. As long as you don't eat all of the ingredients. Surprised any made it into the bowl, really.
You're going through that pretty fast. I'll get you another one.
I don't think that's necessary.
It's
this
totally
is really
necessary.
big. Oh god. Do you want some? There's too much.